Forecast with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Tuesday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And you were mentioning yesterday a top 10 day, but I think it might be number one. It was just unbelievable.
It was fantastic yesterday. I mean, there was low humidity, like everything you could picture for a nice day it was yesterday. And today, there might be a few more clouds in the sky, but it's not going to be a washout by any means. Maybe a chance of a shower later on, but pretty nice day today.
Good.
Looking forward to that. A look at the current conditions outside right now in Cooperstown, live view. Compared to yesterday morning, we're sitting about 20 degrees warmer with the temperature sitting at 51 degrees at this point early today. In fact, we zoom into some of the local temperatures. We're in the 60s in Deansboro, mid-50s in Whitesboro, or I should say Westmoreland, 51 Outer Lake, in the 40s heading up into the North Country, but much of the rest of the area hovering in the low to some spots mid-50s. The radar right now is shaping up rather dry early today, but let's zoom out because unlike yesterday, we've got a lot more rain approaching from the southwest, and this is what we're closely monitoring today. However, all this widespread rain that Pennsylvania is seeing this morning, we're not seeing that widespread rain today. A few of those showers might survive and hit up north, but most of the day will just be favoring mostly cloudy skies and temperatures in the 70s. So although we're not tracking wall-to-wall sunshine like yesterday, today, not too bad weather-wise. The details and those rain chances coming up in just a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. The U.S. and China.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Happy Tuesday, guys. Time now is 5:12, and as you head out to work this morning, similar to yesterday, really no impacts travel-wise, but there'll be a few more clouds in the sky. A look at first some area roadways early this morning, and again, dry conditions across the region. I'll share a little more in a minute, but those of you who are photography experts, even amateur photographers, get those cameras ready. You could be seeing a pretty nice sunrise, and I would love to see as many submissions as possible coming into us of some colorful sunrises early today. You can see that faint signature here in Oneonta, parts of Utica as well, and I'll move our tower camera in a second to showcase the sunrise in the Mohawk Valley. Either way, this morning it's dry, and approaching low pressure system from the southwest is aiding in this cloud cover today. And so again, this morning, partly sunny skies, dry weather. This afternoon, there could be a stray shower, but most of our area will be dry with, again, cloudy skies. As we head into the next few days, we'll see a better chance for an isolated shower. The details on those rain chances coming up in just a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. President Trump signed an executive
Brain and spine neurosurgery.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, guys. We are under a colorful sunrise watch. Yes, I made that term up, but of course, I think it is justified to be keeping a close eye on the eastern sky today for a breathtaking sunrise. A look at Oneonta right now, back at that camera there, you can see, of course, some of those colors starting to get a little more vibrant, and this is the type of setup we want for a colorful sunrise. Some mid-level clouds rolling in from a southwest low pressure system at the right time for that sunrise to move in. So we'll keep a close eye on this camera here in Oneonta, as well as our camera in the Mohawk Valley or Tower Cam, as well as our Nexus Cam in Utica. 55 degree start to the day in Oneonta in Utica. Temperature sitting at a 53 degree start to the day today. So again, the sunrise time sitting at 5:44, so about still 15 minutes away, give or take 15-20 minutes away. With the sunshine turning to clouds, especially parts of the area overnight, we didn't see a whole lot of cooling conditions, radiational cooling. So we are waking up about 14 degrees above what we woke up to yesterday. Either way, radar is looking dry. We zoom out on the radar and satellite, and we can see this approaching low and this backdoor cold front to our north. This is basically driving an atmospheric battle zone in parts of New York State, primarily in the southern tier, but some of that could have reached parts of the central New York area. And while we're on the topic of warm conditions yesterday and today, or I should say yesterday and even Sunday, including today as well, we are on the fringes of exiting frost season, especially in the Mohawk Valley. And again, to play it safe, wait till Memorial Day. That's usually the safe time to start planting in the Mohawk Valley. But if you are just eager to plant, for now, I don't see any strong signals of frost, at least for the next 5 or so days. Again, maybe there could be one in a week or so, but just a heads up that we usually like to wait until mid to late May, of course, for Memorial Day for the prime time for planting. But again, if you want to plant, don't need to water, or do need to water today through Thursday, and daytime conditions, a chance of a shower or thunderstorm for the rest of the week. Today, though, not such a high chance. You can see this right here, that backdoor front colliding with this low, and you can see this battle of atmospheric conditions here. Will it rain? Will it be dry? That's the main question here tomorrow and through the end of the week. So you can see here on our Skycast, clouds increase. Watch these showers fall apart when they reach our area. Again, there could be a stray shower that survives, but that's the unlikely case. Either way, we head into tomorrow is a better shot for a rain shower as the high pressure north of us begins to lose out in the low pressure winds, but it doesn't win by a whole lot. Still a passing shower, if that. Then by Thursday, mostly cloudy, warming in the 70s again, and then sunshine moves in with a brief pop-up downpour here and there as you approach the evening hours. So we enter the season of pop-up downpours and showers, and a lot less of stubborn overcast skies and steady rain like we saw last week. We're in the 70s for much of the remainder of this work week, cooling down a little bit as we head into next week, though. So we're not out of the woods with cooler than average temperatures, but at least for this week, we're soaking in the sun and soaking in the warmth.
Yeah, that's for sure. 2 days in a row looks like pretty good.
Nice.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:22. Good morning once again, and thank you for joining us here on this Tuesday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore, meteorologist Eric Gage, tracking things over in the Weather Center. And Eric, similar to yesterday, but not as much sun, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's similar temperature-wise, mainly dry weather, but the main thing is we're seeing a lot more clouds today. But with those clouds, it's treating us to a colorful sunrise. I think it might be distracting behind me. Take a look at this right here. You can see this sunrise in Oneonta right now. If you are a photographer, amateur, professional, get those cameras out, get a shot of this. It's fantastic out there this morning. This is in Oneonta. And there are some other great submissions already getting sent in to us from around the area. So just send them in. We'd love to share your photos throughout the newscast today. Temperature sitting at 55 this morning, so a little warmer than yesterday morning. In fact, some of the local temperatures here in central New York sitting in the mid-50s in the Mohawk Valley, approaching 60 degrees in Deansboro, 40s in the North Country, but still in the 50s in parts of the southern valleys. Radar is dry right now. We zoom out, we can see this approaching low pressure, but it's encountering some sinking air locally, and that's the battle zone taking place today. So although today will look to be mostly dry, a stray shower could pass north. We'll have the chance of that, the timing if it does arrive, plus what happens beyond today coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Thanks, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. President Trump.
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Tuesday. We are waking up to slightly warmer temperatures than yesterday. In some spots, very colorful sunrise. You can see here the temperatures early today. Whitesboro sitting at 58, Little Falls 50, Hessville 53, and inlet sitting at 47 degrees. So we continue to climb temperature-wise throughout the day, but there won't be nearly as much sunshine with an approaching low pressure to our south, aiding in that overcast sky today. But overcast is putting it a bit of an over-exaggeration. The clouds today will not be blocking out the sun entirely. It's not going to be a dark overcast, to put it lightly. Our photo of the day today, though, takes us to Baldwinsville. Frequent submitter here, Yvette, takes a photo close-up of a bee and honeysuckle. And these are my favorite bees, bumblebees. They're so adorable. The funniest part of it, in my opinion, is when they're huge bees. They land on flowers, and the entire flower just sinks to the ground. Again, bees, incredibly vital for the plants, the flowers, and again, you see one of those, again, they're not going to harm you. In fact, you can get close to them. Obviously, don't bug them at all, but still, they're fun to just kind of watch and see how they track those flowers and everything. But again, if you have a photo like that you'd like to share with us, you can send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Gary?
Who knew Eric Gage, a fan of bees?
Bumblebees.
Yeah.
Not wasps, not just bumblebees.
Eric, thanks. An upstate New York congressman is
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning on this Tuesday. We are tracking another warm day today, but a warmer start. At least yesterday it was in the 30s to begin, and we warmed up to near 80 degrees. Downtown Utica, a live view outside right now. A few more clouds moving in. Again, as I mentioned, we'll see a lot more of this in the sky than blue skies like we saw yesterday. But either way, it's a dry day for the most part today. Temperature 53 in Rome, refreshing humidity. And that's going to be a common sight here too. Sunrise moments ago, sunset 8:18. And again, we're warmer than yesterday, about 14 degrees warmer to start your day. But we will average that out as we head into the afternoon. The radar is dry here locally. No rain to track right now. We zoom out. The rain is on our doorstep though. Look at this system approaching from the south. Notice it seems to be almost a straight line. This is encountering this backdoor cold front where behind it is sinking air. And this is basically a battle zone right here, right in parts of central New York. I should say more so the southern tier than the Mohawk Valley, but either way, we're on the fringe of rain. And while what I can say is that we're likely to see dry weather and cloudy skies versus widespread rain like we saw last week, but a stray shower could move north later on this afternoon. Well, we'll show a little more details in the Skycast here in a couple of seconds. But I do want to share with you guys some updates with the frost potential. So our average final frost is around mid-May in the Mohawk Valley, early June in the Adirondacks, and then late May in parts of the higher elevations north and south. And typically, of course, the rule is by Memorial Day, you're safe to plant, especially in the Mohawk Valley. We're not tracking anything frost-like for the next several days, especially heading into Friday and Saturday. Still warm, above freezing overnight. Yes, for watering today through Thursday. There won't be enough rain moving in, or even then, probably with the amount of rain we saw last week, you might not even need it anyways. But either way, it's going to be dry the next few. But if you want to play it safe, hold off to Memorial Day, go right ahead. Just for now, at least, we're not tracking anything that could be a bit cold. So you can see here on our bigger picture, those rain chances move their way north, but again, they begin to fall apart. Look at these showers here. They fall apart south of us, maybe a stray shower north. Wednesday, the barrier preventing these rain showers from reaching us begins to weaken. So there's a bit of a higher chance for rain to move in by Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. The timing of it switching a little bit later than what we expected yesterday, which yesterday we expected it in the morning. Now it's arriving in the evening. Still though, temperatures in the 60s by tomorrow. Thursday approaching the 70s again with sunshine in the afternoon and some brief downpours. Your 7-day forecast, we still are tracking isolated thunderstorms on Friday, scattered thunderstorms on Saturday. Notice that sun icon behind there as well. It means that it's not going to be storms and rain all day long. We're looking at the potential for some sunshine peeking out as well. We're exiting that cold and dreary and cloudy and damp pattern we saw last week, and I think a lot of folks are thankful for that.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Eric, thanks. The international.
With Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And how about 2 in a row? That'd be nice.
Oh, 3 in a row.
Oh.
We include Sunday as well.
I forgot
Sunday,
about
Monday.
that.
Yeah, so you have 3 days of dry weather. Well, maybe a stray shower, but I'm thinking more on the dry side today. A few more clouds. Either way, a live look in Oneonta right now. We were treated to a beautiful sunrise moments ago. In fact, this is pretty spectacular, Gary. I think I do say so myself. We begin in the 50s, so it's a lot warmer than yesterday morning. You don't need those thicker jackets heading out the door early today. In fact, some of the local temperatures here across the region, we zoom in to the Mohawk Valley. 50s, 54 Westmoreland, 55 Westernville, 60 in Deansboro, in the 50s and 40s heading up to the North Country. Then to the south, still 50s for much of the area, 48 the cool down in Unadilla. Radar is dry here locally, but we zoom out a little bit. We can start to see an approaching area of low pressure, but it almost looks as if it's a straight line. This is the leading edge of a low pressure system that's going to be colliding with sinking air to our north. So we'll actually see this front line begin to fizzle out a little bit throughout the day today. And there's still some questions exactly how far north this rain goes. But at least throughout the entire day today, expect more clouds than sun, temperatures in the 70s. It's not going to really rain all too much today. Maybe some unlucky areas might see a brief shower, but there's a better shot for rain later on this week. Well, the details on that, the timing, and the amount of rain we could see in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. The U.S.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back. Time now is 6:11. As you head out the door today, well, you might have encountered that sunrise early this morning, but as we head throughout the morning and afternoon, we'll be doing a lot more clouds than sun. Either way, it's a mainly dry day. A live look at some area roadways across the region. Dry, thankfully dry. Now that's been the no compared to last week. But when it comes to current conditions, I got a great shot of the morning sun behind those clouds in Oneonta. Same thing in Cooperstown with some faded sunshine in Utica early today as well. Now, the radar shaping up rather dry early this morning. This will change as we head into this afternoon, but it's not expected to be a washout by any means. This low pressure that moves south of us into our area is going to fizzle out a little bit as it moves its way north and east. It encounters some sinking air present over us right now. And what that's going to do is any of these showers that move north will pretty much flatten out. But there could be some that survive as we approach the afternoon, evening. So this morning, partly sunny skies, dry weather, mostly cloudy this afternoon with the very low chance of a stray shower. We'll have the details and the timing of those rain chances, especially the next couple of days as those chances are a little higher, in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. President Trump signed
Get your WKTV golf card today. Don't miss out. Don't let the weather spoil your day. Watch for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast and be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity.
We are the ACR Health Navigators. Call 315-475-2430.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. The time now is 6:18, and we got to witness a pretty spectacular sunrise across the area. I want to share with some of you and shout out some of you who were able to submit some photos. First off, this was taken in Westford by Nivets. Shout out to Westford this morning of a breathtaking sunrise out in the distance there. Secondly, from Cheyenne, and what appears to be on either the thruway or Route 49, can't quite pinpoint that location there, but my goodness, look at that fiery sunrise out in the distance there. Thirdly, we are looking at Herkimer. Shout out to Herkimer this morning, 5:30. Great shot of that fiery sun in the distance by Teresa. And lastly, we're going down to Morris. Good morning to Heather and the people watching from Morris early today with a great shot of that sun out in the distance. Now, of course, following that sunrise, we've got some partly sunny skies across the area early today. It's a little warmer than yesterday, 53-degree start to the day. And the radar looking dry for much of the region. But we zoom out a little bit in the radar and satellite, we can see what's upcoming for the next few days. Low pressure is slowly moving north, but it's battling this backdoor cold front, which is pushing air south. And because of that, we've got that battle zone right here in parts of central New York and the southern tier. Mainly the southern tier will be the front lines of this battle. And when that rain begins to move north, it's going to weaken. A few stray showers might move into our area, but much of the day today is going to be just mostly cloudy and dry. And while we are still in eventually the dead center of May in the next couple of days, mid-May, typical time where we see our final average frost. And so far, the pattern shows that we're not looking at anything frost-wise for the next 3 to 5 days in the Mohawk Valley. Again, the rule of thumb is wait till Memorial Day, and just to play it cautious, you might want to do that anyways, but at least for now, nothing appears to be causing any frost concerns. A bit different for those of you in the North Country, Adirondacks, which, again, your average final frost is as far late as early June. Still, though, we've got some pretty nice gardening conditions, especially today. There will be a chance for a stray shower between Thursday through eventually Saturday and Sunday. Either way, we see that backdoor cold front keeping some of these rain showers at bay. We can see it here in our Skycast. Those rain showers move in, they weaken, they fall apart. On Wednesday, a different story. We've got these showers moving in. It's going to actually overcome a little bit of sinking air with a better shot for rain in the afternoon and in the early evening, although the rain showers will be pretty much on and off, not steady and widespread. Either way, 7-day forecast, sudden downpour chances Thursday and Friday, temperatures in the 70s, so not too bad. Typical late spring, early summertime conditions.
Like those temperatures.
Yes, looking forward to those 70s for the next couple of days.
That's for sure. And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, our social. And thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore. If you liked yesterday, well, today is going to be very similar. Meteorologist Eric Gage is tracking things over in the Weather Center. And Eric, maybe not as sunny as yesterday, though, right?
Yeah, it's sunny, but the temperatures will still be pretty nice, similar to yesterday. The 70s, we'll take that any day of the week. A look outside in Oneonta right now, which did witness a spectacular sunrise earlier this morning. Since then, we are seeing that faded sun with some of those clouds working their way in, and we are tracking the arrival of low pressure to our south as the cause of it. Either way, it's a milder start today compared to yesterday in the 50s early this morning, and those local temperatures across the board approaching near 60 in the Mohawk Valley already, in the 40s in the North Country, so a little cooler up there, and in the southern valleys in the upper 40s to low 50s. So the radar, as I mentioned, it's dry, quiet early today. We zoom out, we can see that approaching low pressure system here, and you can see somewhat of a line of rain heading into the southern tier in the next couple of hours. As that front moves north, it's going to fall apart. We've got high pressure in place here today. So because of that, we'll see the effects of that approaching low with cloudy skies today, but a stray shower can't be ruled out, as some of those showers could survive and push their way farther north than expected. But still, it's a warm afternoon. Temperatures in the 70s. We're tracking those rain chances, and if those temperatures stick around, coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Boy, that line of rain was pretty distinct.
Yes, and it's going to weaken, though, as it moves north.
Yeah, that's for sure. Eric, thanks. President Trump begins his first
WKTV Golf Card today. Don't miss out. The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Tuesday. Our temperatures today begin on the milder side. Won't quite need that heavier jacket like you did yesterday. We begin in the 50s, some spots pushing 60 degrees already. Cold pockets of air in the North Country sitting in the 40s. Either way, we'll see similar highs to yesterday, although with a little bit less sunshine in the sky with increasing clouds. Our photo of the day today takes us to Baldwinsville. Frequent submitter here to Sunrise, taken by Yvette, of a zoom-up shot of a bee and honeysuckle. And this is a great shot here by one of my favorite insects. I know some of you hear those words, favorite insect, and you're like, ugh, but don't worry, this is a beneficial insect. The bumblebee is a vital part of the ecosystem, and they are amazing creatures. So if you ever see one out in the wild or in your garden, sometimes it's good just to watch them pollinate a few flowers here and there. It is a great process to see. It, of course, is what makes our crops grow and flowers bloom and everything. So if you have a photo you'd like to share like this one, you can send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Gary?
I love the bees.
Yes, always love the bees.
Eric, thanks. In upstate New York, Congress.
York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. We are tracking mostly cloudy skies today. Similar temperatures to yesterday, but at least this morning we were treated to a very colorful sunrise. I'll share with you guys some of the photos sent in to us. First off, taken from Westford. Shout out to those of you watching from Westford this morning by Nivette. A great view of the scenery in the background and that explosion of colors out in the distance here. Secondly, Cheyenne, taken what appears to be either the Thruway or Route 49. Either way, it's a great shot of that sunrise out in the distance as well. Thirdly, Teresa from Herkimer. Shout out to Herkimer, those of you watching this morning there, taken at 5:30. And then lastly, shout out to Morris, taken in from Heather, of a shot of the sun out in the distance there as well. So good morning to all of you watching from these towns, and expect mainly dry conditions today for pretty much all of those locations. Maybe a higher chance for a shower for those of you watching from Morris. We're in the 50s right now. It's a milder start today. Radar, again, it's looking dry, but we zoom out here and we can see that approaching low pressure. It's moving very slow. We've got this colliding backdoor cold front producing the slowdown here. And we've got a battle zone of atmospheric conditions that take place in the southern tier and in parts of central New York. And dry air wins out for the most part, but there's still the potential for a stray shower to move more north. We are tracking a pretty mild stretch leading to the end of the week. At least for now, no frost potential. If you want, you can start planting in the Mohawk Valley, but to play it safe, you want to wait till Memorial Day. That's usually the go-to time. But again, gardening forecast. Best conditions are today. There's a chance for an isolated shower for the next several days from Wednesday through Saturday. And again, you might want to water, but with the amount of rain we saw last week, a lot of gardens and whatnot probably don't need it all too much. Either way, here's how this low pressure system behaves. Watch as it moves north, it falls apart as that front collides with it. And as you zoom in here in the Skycast, here comes that rain to our south, and same thing. Falls apart when it moves north. Stray shower possible, but most of the area remains dry. Tomorrow, a cooler day. Temperatures in the 60s with a passing rain shower here and there by the afternoon. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies. And then by Thursday, starts out cloudy, sunshine moves in, and an isolated pop-up downpour or thunderstorm possible. And that same thing for Friday. So today and tomorrow, maybe a brief light shower, but Friday and Saturday, more so isolated downpour. So look forward to that.
Yeah, we'll enjoy today for sure. Eric, thanks. Lawmakers from around the meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now, and now to some good news for the day. It's another nice day.
Yeah, so far it's shaped up rather nicely. We're in the 70s again, and on top of that, the sun, well, it's not quite shining. It's sort of a milky sky. In fact, a live look in Oneonta right now, you can see here, it's not a complete overcast, but we're on the fringe of it, especially as you head farther to the south. Again, it's a warm afternoon, temperature of 73 degrees out there across the region. In fact, zooming in the Mohawk Valley, 74 in Westmoreland, 74 even up in Inlet, and 73 up in Lowville. To the south, 77 in Cooperstown and Sherburne. It is a very warm afternoon. Now, the radar, as you can see here, is dry. We zoom out, we can see that approaching frontal boundary, and it's falling apart. Notice these showers, which appear to be pretty widespread, somewhat fade away as they move north. Now, maybe a shower or two in parts of areas south of Route 20, but again, as it moves north, that sinking air is just combating it right now. Battle zone in the atmosphere. So because of that, we're on the warmer side of it. Temperatures upper 70s, but still faded sunshine turns to mostly cloudy skies tonight. And this set the stage for a better shot for rain tomorrow. But again, it's not looking like a washout. But will we have even more chances for rain ahead? We'll have the full details of that forecast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. We are following some breaking.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. It's turned out to be another, so far, pretty nice day out there. Some of you down south witnessing some milky skies. Up north, blue skies. A live look in Rome from the campus, MVCC campus there. You can see, of course, blue skies out in the distance. Temperature is 74. Very nice afternoon. And when it comes to rainfall, you can see right there, Binghamton reporting rain, sunshine as you head up north. It's actually 80 in Watertown. A lot warmer up north than it is down south. One of those odd exceptions to a normally warmer south and colder north type scenario. Either way, the clouds are persisting south of the area and remaining south. We will see an increase of them roughly between 3, 4, 5 p.m. And when it comes to this right here, battle zone in the atmosphere, you're probably wondering, what am I talking about here? Well, we've got this low pressure that's moving its way north right here, and it's colliding with this stationary front. And there's a battle of this air mass, that stationary front up north. There's sinking air behind it and rising air below it. And just for a basic meteorology lesson, rising air means rain, sinking air means sunshine. And so you've got that battle going on right here. And look at some of these rain showers. They move north and they basically fade away. So today, maybe a stray light shower if that, but so far much of the area this afternoon will appear to be entirely dry. And it's still warm out today. It's going to be a relatively warm stretch heading into the end of the week, into the weekend. So our average final frost for the Mohawk Valley usually occurs in mid-May. Now, Memorial Day is usually our go-to time to say go ahead and plant. Maybe if you want to go a few days earlier, you can do that for this week. We're monitoring next week's cooler than average pattern, if any clear skies roll in, if there'll be any potential for frost. So we're not 100% set on this being our last frost of the Mohawk Valley, but at least for the near future, nothing looks too concerning, at least for the end of the week. Still, maybe an isolated shower Wednesday through Saturday, but overall today your best bet for planting. So the bigger picture, you can see that stationary front to our north, that air mass colliding, but eventually that low wins out, but it's not going to have a whole lot of strength by the time it wins. You can see here in our skycast that rain begins to fade out this afternoon and this evening. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Then tomorrow, we'll see a lot more clouds rolling by the afternoon, followed by a better shot for passing rain showers in the evening. Tomorrow will also be a little cooler, temperatures in the 60s. So one of those weird situations where that wind comes from the south, but it's actually cooler. Either way, by Thursday morning, mostly cloudy skies turn to sunshine, but with this pattern moving in, there could be some isolated downpours by Thursday evening. So one of those mixed bag of weather days on Thursday as well as Friday. Friday has potential for thunderstorms as well, and then we're keeping a close eye on that weather pattern moving into the start of the weekend with a few scattered thunderstorms. So a typical, what I would call more of a summertime setup with some afternoon thunderstorms and dry mornings. So we're out of that cold and damp and stubborn pattern we saw last week.
Yeah, look at sunshine each of the next 6 days. So
it's already in the 70s right now.
Yeah.
We have more 70s on the way.
Enjoy today. Eric, thanks. President Trump is in Saudi. Meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now. And Eric, a lot of folks getting outside again today after yesterday's gorgeous day.
Yeah, another nice day today. Yeah, a few more clouds in the sky, but we'll take the 70s. It's dry out there for the most part. In fact, a lot of us are getting to a nice sunrise this morning. Let's start this time lapse. We begin around 4:50 in the morning. Then, of course, that early morning twilight. And let's go, let's go, let's go. And we're going to freeze it right about here. Look at that sunrise taken in Oneonta. And of course, after the initial angle, the sun officially rose. You can see these clouds starting to move their way north and east. And then, of course, more cloud cover moving in as the day progressed. Pretty interesting watching this behave as almost a fluid when you speed it up. Because, of course, you see clouds in real time. It doesn't really look like they move too much, but you speed it up, and of course you can see it looks like the atmosphere is boiling. Right now, the sun is a bit faded as clouds are continuing to roll in. It's still dry, though, but it's a warm dry. Temperatures in the 70s right now. When you look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, maybe some showers taking place in Norwich right now in parts of Chenango County. We zoom out, much of that rain is staying to our south. It's probably about as north as this gets. This will begin to pivot a little bit and then shoot its way east. So today expect mainly dry weather and still very warm conditions. However, we have a better shot for a passing shower tomorrow and even later on this week. The details on those rain chances coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Authorities in
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. The warmth continues today. Although the sun will not be nearly as bright, it's still dry out there for the most part. Live look at downtown Utica right now. Of course, it's now day 3 of so far pretty nice weather. After such a gloomy week last week. It's 76 out right now. We could hit 80 in some parts of the area in the next hour or so in those spots that are seeing a little more sun than not. But again, you take a look right here. It's 80 already in Watertown. A little cooler down in Binghamton with 64 degrees as that looks to be the fringe of the rain at this point. Potentially Norwich, maybe Sherburne, but you head up north, Hamilton and Rome are looking dry at this point. The radar, we can see where those rain showers are just right along here, parts of Chenango and the very fringe of Madison County, south of Hamilton. And this is all driven by an area of low pressure, a trough or an extended low, which is moving its way into the northeast. But notice we've got this secondary front pushing pretty much south, and that is colliding with this air mass here, basically preventing it from really pushing farther north. If this was not here, we'd be talking about widespread rain today, but instead, it's just wispy clouds, maybe a stray shower. Can't rule it out, though, but for the most part, today's looking dry. And the overall pattern looking ahead to the middle and end of the week favors above average temperatures, enough to where if you want, you can start planting some flowers and whatnot, but to play it safe, of course, Memorial Day is always the go-to option for the Mohawk Valley. Of course, those of you up north in the Adirondacks, you have to wait a little longer. The average final frost usually takes place in early June up there. But again, if you do plant, today's looking nice. Next couple of days, it should be okay. Just keep your eye to the sky for a passing shower from early tomorrow evening and for Thursday evening as well. Still, though, need to water, maybe not so much heading into Friday and Saturday. So here's the upcoming low pressure system that moves in. You can see it kind of fade out a little bit. It's fizzling. It's not really keeping its strength as it moves its way north. And as we look ahead in our skycast here, zooming in, we can see these rain showers down to our south, but watch what happens as it collides with that sinking air. It falls apart, cloudy skies prevail, and temperatures remain in the 60s. Tomorrow's actually a cooler day. We're in the 50s and 60s for the afternoon. No 70s like we're seeing today, but don't worry, the 70s return again by Thursday. Of course, back to Wednesday again, we have these on and off rain showers in the afternoon as that low pressure begins to win out. Then by Thursday, cloudy skies turn to sunshine and an isolated downpour or two as you look ahead to the end of the evening. So your 7-day forecast. Friday, isolated thunderstorm, scattered thunderstorms Saturday. Sunday, lingering rain showers. It cools down a little bit. We get a northwest wind in play here. So far, Monday is looking dry. We're cutting it close for rain that looks to arrive by Tuesday of next week. But again, it's still a little far out. We'll keep a close eye on the rain chances. Most importantly, those temperatures as we enter Memorial Day weekend. Gary?
Eric, thank you. We're back
For a first look at the forecast tonight with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Here come the showers, right?
Yeah, the weather's going to change. It's still going to be pretty warm this week, but we're going to be dodging a few showers and sprinkles here as we take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, a couple of sprinkles out there, especially south and east of Utica. It is a warm day. The sun came out, temperatures climbed into the upper 70s. We're sitting at 73 degrees. It is going to be a mild night tonight with cloudy skies and again a couple of showers lingering around. This rain is not going to be an all-day thing. We'll be dodging showers here over the next several days. A little bit cooler tomorrow, but it does look to warm up later this week and it turns more humid. We'll have a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms heading into the weekend. This evening, cloudy, a passing shower, temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. Again, tracking a warm finish to the week. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Breaking news into the news.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Another warm day across central New York. Temperatures made it into the mid to upper 70s with a little bit of sunshine. But as you can see, the weather is changing. Clouds have returned, and we are seeing a few showers out there. At the moment, downtown Utica looking at least the pavement's looking dry, but we do have a few showers showing up on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, so I do expect to see some sprinkles this evening. This is not heavy rain. This is not something that's going to turn into a washout, but again, we are tracking a few showers here. That's going to be the name of the game over the next couple of days. Not a washout, but periods of showers, more clouds than sunshine. Unlike last week, though, this week the weather looks a lot warmer. It's not going to be that cold rain that we were dealing with earlier. So scattered showers here over the next couple of days. Widespread rain looks to be on Saturday, and that's early in the day as a cold front arrives. And by the way, you can keep tabs on the weather if you want to have your own Doppler radar on the go. Easy way to do that is to download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Again, some scattered showers will be around here, but I don't think it'll stop the mowing. If you do have to cut the lawn, just have to work around the showers over the next couple of days. Our mowcast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. This is all being caused by an area of low pressure, and once again, things are not moving very quickly in the atmosphere. This has been a slow move to the north today, which means this is also going to take a while for this rain to let go. In fact, it really doesn't move on until early next week, again with clouds and showers lingering in central New York. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast, mostly cloudy skies tonight, a passing shower, overnight lows drop into the upper 50s, so it's a pretty mild night with a cloud cover. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy. The majority of the day is dry, but I can't rule out a passing shower, especially in the afternoon and evening. Temperatures climb into the upper 60s. Cloudy skies tomorrow night, overnight lows drop down into the upper 50s. We do this again on Thursday with mostly cloudy skies and a passing shower, but it does turn warmer and noticeably more humid as we head into the end of the week as a south wind kicks in. And not only that, but showers will become thunderstorm chances as we head towards the weekend. Cloudy with a passing shower tonight, low temperature 59. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy. Again, just a chance of a shower, 69 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, pop-up showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, more clouds than sunshine over the next couple of days. Temperatures will warm up. We'll be in the upper 70s Thursday and Friday. It turns humid on Saturday. Widespread rain will cool down, but the weather will start to dry out as we head into early next week.
Bill, thank you.
Thank you, Bill. With an
Curtis.
Beautiful sunrise this morning. This picture was taken by Cynthia Lee in Boonville. And in addition to the nice colors there, you can also see the cows and everything starting to green up. It's very encouraging to see that. We've got warm weather for the most part over the next several days. We're going to be dodging a couple of showers here and there, and that's going to be the case for most of the week. As the humidity builds, those showers could become thunderstorms here, especially Friday and Saturday, followed by some cooler weather on Sunday. If few scattered showers out there, especially from Utica and points south and west. These will continue this evening. And for spots, this is moving extremely slowly. So the North Country stays generally dry this evening, and the showers will be confined to the Mohawk and Southern valleys. So keep that in mind if you're going to be taking the dog out for a walk. Some of you will need the umbrella, some of you won't. Tonight's featured dog, Bella from Ilion. If you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Back over to you.
Thank you. After upgrading.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Another warm day today, but it wasn't quite as sunny as yesterday. Still, temperatures made it into the 70s for the most part. The one exception is the southern valleys. Clouds arrived a little bit sooner, and we've been seeing some on and off showers. It's live looking Oneonta, a temperature of 66 degrees, but many of us across the Mohawk Valley and North Country are a lot warmer. We are tracking a few showers. They're moving very slowly from the south and pushing northward, and they are relatively light, but they are persistent. These are going to advance northward into tonight. And again, for many of us, a few sprinkles and showers will be lingering around. By the way, you can have your own radar at home by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. We have a few showers in the forecast, so if you're going to be outdoors, it might come in handy if you're making any last-minute calls here. Gardening, on and off showers here for the next several days. Don't have to water, but I also want to remind you that it is too early to plant. We still have the risk for frost, and this is a general risk because looking ahead, the weather patterns look like they're going to flip next week. So the week leading up to Memorial Day looks to be cooler than average across not only upstate New York, but across the whole Northeast and Great Lakes. And this is the type of weather pattern that typically produces that one last frost. It's hard to say exactly when or how widespread that could be this far out, but that's something on our radar. We'll be watching that pretty closely. Skywatchers checking in. Temperatures in the 70s. Whitesboro 75, Cassville 69, Barneville 74, Norway 75, Worcester, Carroll checking in with 70 degrees. This very slow moving area of low pressure is limping to the north, and it is producing a few showers this evening. This is going to be our predominant weather pattern for the next 3 days. As this system moves in, it'll bring rain showers, but it's going to be a much warmer rain than what we dealt with last week, and it's also not going to be as widespread or as heavy. Tonight, on and off showers, overnight lows drop down into the upper 50s. A passing shower is possible on Wednesday, cooler, high temperatures in the upper 60s. On and off showers heading into Wednesday night as well as Thursday. Again, I want to stress that this doesn't last the entire day, and it does look warmer Thursday. Temperatures climb into the mid-70s, and the humidity will be on the rise as we head into the weekend. Cloudy, a passing shower tonight, low 59. A few showers tomorrow, cooler, a high of 69. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. As the humidity increases later this week, our storm chances go up. We're expecting a few scattered storms Friday and Saturday. A cold front arrives Saturday afternoon, and that delivers a cool down with temperatures in the 60s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We'll be right back.
With Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Well, it started out nice, but things have changed this evening. We have a few showers on the way from the south. A very slow-moving system to the south is going to be lingering around here in central New York. So again, for this evening, if you live in the Mohawk and Southern Valleys, a few light showers and sprinkles will continue. To the north, this is going to take a while before it emerges for your area. Temperatures are in the low 70s, so it turned out to be a warm day. We're going to be tracking on and off showers as we head throughout this evening as this system approaches from the south. Showers will be lingering around into tomorrow. It does look cooler tomorrow and cloudier compared to today. But again, tracking some on and off showers. The humidity increases later this week. We have a few chances for thunderstorms. So an unsettled pattern, but it does not look to be a complete washout or a cold rain like we dealt with last week. Cloudy skies, a passing shower this evening, temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. Again, we are tracking some wet weather ahead. A look at the forecast is coming up. Kristen, back to you.
A major leadership change
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. A warm day, a nice start, but a definite change here with some showers returning this evening. A live look in downtown Utica. Still pretty warm out there, 72 degrees. And it's looking dry in the city, but again, just based on the radar here, that's going to change soon if it hasn't already. A few sprinkles are going to be moving in from the south. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things are moving very slowly in the atmosphere, and the direction goes from south to north, so this rain will eventually overspread the region tonight. It's very light, and it's going to stay that way over the next couple of days. Scattered showers in the forecast tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. Rain becomes most widespread Saturday as a cold front sweeps in from the west. But again, with those on and off showers, if you want to have your own radar at home or on your phone, an easy way to do that is to download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. And again, something you'll have to keep in mind too, if you want to cut the grass, again, showers will be around over the next couple of days. You might be able to do it, but you're going to have to squeeze it in between rain showers here. Our MoCast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. Looking ahead, there's a very strong pattern change signal for next week. So this is the week leading into Memorial Day weekend. It looks like we're going to get into below average temperatures here. And I want to put this out here early because this is another reminder to don't plant anything that's sensitive to frost, because we can still get frost here in central New York into late May in parts of our area. And again, in that sort of weather pattern looking ahead, I wouldn't be shocked if that's something we'll be dealing with, but again, it's going to take several more days to figure out if that's going to be a possibility and when that might happen. Whitesboro, 75 degrees, Cassville, 69, Curtis, 73, Jeff and Mohawk, 74, Worcester, 70 degrees. Scattered showers moving in from the south. This large area of low pressure, it's not producing heavy rain, but it is going to be producing showers here for the next couple of days. Scattered showers tonight, overnight lows in the upper 50s. A passing shower tomorrow. Won't be a washout, but it will be cooler and cloudier than today. High temperatures in the upper 60s. Passing showers continue into tomorrow night. More scattered showers here for Thursday. Again, not a washout. Temperatures will be in the mid 70s. A passing shower tonight, low 59. Tomorrow, cooler, cloudy. A passing shower, 69 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The humidity increases later this week, and that's going to introduce the chance for pop-up thunderstorms on Friday. Widespread storms Saturday as a cold front arrives. Temperatures will cool down into the 60s heading into early next week. We'll be right back.
First look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Great picture here from Jody.
Yeah.
A hummingbird.
Nice still shot of a hummingbird because, you know, they flap their wings like 60 times a second.
Yeah. So the fact that you got that is great.
Yeah, this is a beautiful shot here. The hummingbirds are out. They're very active. We've got warmer weather coming our way. Well, it's already here. We also have a few rain chances ahead as we slowly march through spring. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. This looks a lot different than it did earlier. Got a lot more rain showing up from Utica and south and east, but things have quieted down. And I think that's the way things will be as we head into the next couple of days. We'll have these on and off rain chances ahead. Clear skies, at least at Griffiths, just a few high clouds out there. Temperature of 66. We'll be generally dry tonight. Temperatures tomorrow will be in the upper 60s, a little bit cooler than today. Back into the 70s as we head into the rest of the week. There will be some rain chances just about every day, but it's not going to rain the whole day. We'll see a passing shower tonight, overnight lows in the upper 50s. Again, tracking more rain chances ahead. A look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Temperature of 66 degrees. We had some rain showers earlier this evening, but things have kind of quieted down, and things are looking generally quiet for now on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Do notice a couple of sprinkles south and west of Utica. This area of low pressure that'll be moving in will be giving us some rain chances over the next couple of days, but not going to be widespread, not going to last all day. And it's also not going to be all that heavy. So scattered showers in the forecast tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, a better chance of widespread rain Saturday as a cold front arrives. And if you're going to be outside, maybe cutting the lawn, going for a walk, and you want to just have the weather at your fingertips, having the radar on your phone, an easy way to do that is to download the Storm Tracker 2 weather app. It's very helpful when the weather is changing like it's going to be tomorrow. Again, some on and off rain showers here. I think you can get a lawn cut in over the next 3 days, but you got to time it out right. Keep an eye on the radar and cut between those showers that we're going to be expecting. Same thing with gardening too. And just a reminder, it's too early to plant. We have a big pattern change heading into next week. I want to highlight this because I know a lot of people are planting or thinking about planting. And again, don't do it because we might have frost issues ahead. Looks like the last frost is typically in late May for a good portion of central New York, and that might be the case again this year. Bigger picture, scattered showers to the south and west. This area of low pressure is sliding north, but it's not moving very quickly, and this is going to be our weather for the next 3 days. Tonight, mostly cloudy, small chance of a shower. Overnight lows drop into the upper 50s, so it's a pretty warm night. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, the chance of a shower, especially in the afternoon. High temperatures in the upper 60s. A few passing showers tomorrow night. A few passing showers on Thursday. As the winds turn into the south, the humidity increases, as does the temperature. That'll also give us a better chance for some thunderstorms later in the week. Cloudy skies tonight and a chance of a shower, low of 59. Passing shower tomorrow, a high of 69. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. It's warm Thursday, Friday, Saturday, temperatures in the 70s, more humidity. But that cold front arrives Saturday and it cools us off. We're down into the 60s again as we look ahead to Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We'll be right back.
First look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. So the last couple of days that we saw, we're not going to see that for a little bit.
Yeah, the warmth, the sunshine. Well, we will have the warmth, but we won't have the bright blue sunny skies as much. But
we will have these, though, for quite a while.
The birds are out. You know what? I got into birding over the past couple of years, and I have to say, it brings me so much joy when they come back. It's like life is back. This picture, beautiful one from Jody, capturing a hummingbird, which that's a pretty impressive picture because they flap their wings so quickly. Warmer weather is going to be lingering around, but we do have some wet weather to talk about. Let's take a look at the radar this evening. The Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Looks a little bit less busy than it did earlier. We had showers that spread for more of the area, but these have kind of shrunk back a bit as they've encountered high pressure. This is the type of weather pattern we're going to be seeing over the next couple of days. Some on and off rounds of rain showers, relatively light, and not something that would last all day. Current temperature is 66 degrees. It is a warm evening across central New York. We'll be a bit cooler tomorrow just because of cloud cover, highs in the upper 60s, but we're back into the 70s, in fact, the upper 70s heading into the weekend, and it will feel a touch more humid. Passing shower tonight, otherwise pretty quiet, overnight low of 59. We're tracking more wet weather ahead. A look at the forecast coming up. Chase, back to you.
Bill, thank you.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look at downtown Utica. Looking pretty quiet out there. We had some showers earlier this evening, but those have fallen apart as they've encountered some drier air to the north. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, a few hours ago, this was a lot more expanded. We had a lot more showers that stretched into Utica and a good portion of the Mohawk Valley, but things have quieted down. That's the type of weather we're going to be getting. We're going to be getting these rounds of showers. They'll come in, they'll fall apart. More will come in from the south. Again, this is our weather for the next couple of days. It's going to be tough to point down to be highly precise with the timing of these just because we have this area of low pressure that's going to be generating them. But we do have a cold front that we can track for Saturday. That will give us widespread rain as we head into Saturday afternoon. If you are making plans outdoors, cutting the lawn, maybe going for a walk, and you want a radar to follow, we recommend downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. You'll get alerts if there's any serious weather, but even if there's just heavy rain nearby, the app will alert you if something's nearby your location. Looking at the chance for rain over the next couple of days, we're going to put down the MoCast is maybe Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, because I think you'll be able to get the cut in. Just going to have to work around the weather. Tomorrow, best chance of cutting would be in the morning. Each day is going to be a little bit different. Same thing with gardening. If you're going to do some gardening again, you don't have to worry about watering. It's been so wet lately. But something to keep in mind, be careful what you plant. We are looking at a significant shift in the weather pattern. This is for next week, so the week heading into Memorial Day. We're looking at a big drop in the jet stream. There will be cooler weather ahead, and there could be frost. That's the type of weather pattern that could do it. It's too early to say when, but I just want to remind people how important it is to not plant anything sensitive just yet. Bigger picture, low pressure to the south. Scattered showers will be rolling in over the next couple of days. Tonight, mostly cloudy, slight chance of a shower. Tomorrow, we start out dry, but there will be a few showers in the afternoon. Temperatures climbing to the upper 60s. Looking at mostly cloudy skies tomorrow night. We get a passing shower. Thursday, more showers in the afternoon. Warmer and a bit more humid with high temperatures in the mid-70s. Chance of a shower tonight, 59. Passing showers tomorrow afternoon, 69. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The humidity and temperature rise later this week, and we'll see a few pop-up storms on Friday. 78. Cold front on Saturday. Widespread storm, 75. Cooler weather to follow with temperatures in the 60s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We'll be right back.